Welcome, welcome, y'all. Welcome if it's your first time here to my video or to my channel. Ooh, and welcome if you are a return visitor. I truly appreciate every one of you. So we're on build, I believe 11. Yeah, we're getting up there. This is where we're at so far. We've done a ton of bookshelves and our little chair that we finished up. And then here's our bits and baubles that I put in the Tupperware because I don't want to lose. Our little lantern. I think this one turned out so adorable. And our little, we finished up last time by finishing up our broom, which I'm still on the fence about, but we'll see. So we're just going to jump right back in. So, going to move these over to the side. And then hold on, blink if you put it. I'm going to just move my camera just a touch. Center it back up because we are going to build a little suitcase with a little witch's hat on top. And I mentioned in the last one I am horrible at witch's hats, so we'll see how that plays out. But I'm going to pull the little suitcase out of here. Now the suitcases are just like the boxes that we've done a couple of in the past. So I'm just gonna start on the long side and just go about cutting all your lines. Remember on the tabs, if you need, if you make a mistake, it's better to make a mistake putting a little too much material, too much paper versus shaving off some of the pieces, because those tabs need to be used to tuck in all the sides. Whoop, I missed that corner. Oh, I'll have to trim it up when I pull it out because I missed the whole corner. How's everyone doing today? Tonight for me. It's about just a few minutes before 11, which isn't typically late for me. I decided instead of getting a couple hours sleep and then getting up at like 2 a.m. to do some videos, I'll do a couple videos and then I'll get some sleep. So, I'm having fun with this. I love libraries, and I love anything magical pretty much, so I'm enjoying the magical library, although it hasn't been too magical yet. We did, one crystal ball? I've had somewhere I've done potions and tarot cards and, a lot of magical stuff. This is not very magical. I think our witch's hat we're going to make next is probably, well, we've done one crystal ball, like I said, and we'll do a witch's hat. That's probably about as magical as it's going to get, which is a little disappointing. I gotta say, I like when, if it says magical, it should be magical. But that's okay. I'm enjoying the build. I think I missed that corner. Yep, there we go. And we all know I like it when it comes out all in one piece. So I'm just taking a quick look. I think I'm good. So I'm going to grab my plastic metal ruler. The ruler that I could have swore was metal, but I think is really just thick plastic. That's okay. So we're going to line up our sides. And I have found when you've got big ones and little ones, fold the big ones first, and then it's easier to get into the little ones. Now these are not going to be like the full fold because we'll go in after and give them better folds. This is just kind of to let me know where those lines are, because they're kind of difficult to find on my own to get straight. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and give these a good solid crease, and then unbend them again. So bend them good and then unbend them, I know. But I've learned if I don't do this process, it's so hard when you're trying to get that flap to go in underneath the side, and it's like, nope, not gonna happen. So this helps when you're ready to place them. It helps them to stay where you want them. Okay, so I'm just gonna start here, which is actually where our handle is, so it's the top, and I'm gonna put that tab underneath the side. So I'm going to go ahead and use a super glue, that way it's completed as soon as I stick it and I don't have to fight with it. And then I like to use my tweezers to give it a good squeeze. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Oop. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom and the second side. But really, however you're comfortable in folding these, you know, do it the way that makes sense to you, the way you follow the logic of it, because really it has us doing it all the way around and then folding in the sides, and that does, to me, that does not make sense. I look at their thing, there's literally the picture of it cut out, the picture of it with all the long sides folded together and just the edges out, and then the picture of it all folded up. There's 3 pictures. It does not make sense to me, so I've come up with my own way of folding it, and the outcome is the same. That's what's important. But it makes sense to me, so do it your way. I have like a clump of super glue. We're getting so towards the bottom of this. That it's getting a little bit stringy, and that's our first clump we've had. That means we're really getting to the bottom. That's okay. I have 4 more bottles and the rings ready and ready to go. And now we're going to tuck our 2 sides in. Wait, let me see. No. Nope, they're going to go on the outside. And so this little lip here is going to go up under here. So I'm going to close up this lip first. Yep, and then because I don't need to glue the whole thing, I just need that corner down, because they're already attached here, so I just need that last corner to, that one was, this one's not, so I'll just go across here. Do I have any super glue left on my brush? Okay, so here is our little suitcase. So we're going to set that there, and then we're going to do my not so favorite part. Need 210 and 211, which is right here, ready and waiting for us. Okay. So I'm just going to cut my straight lines. And then I'm just going to slowly go around, and when it needs to be turned, I'm going to turn my paper. I'm not going to turn, well, I turn my X-Acto knife like the tiniest bit, but it's really the paper that's mostly turning. Now, you can cut these out with scissors. I'm not good with scissors though. I never find the right path that they follow. And then I either overcut or undercut. Or you can cut them out, but however is most comfortable and most productive for you, that's how you should cut it out. For me, it's turning the paper. The funny thing is, because I leave the point of my X-Acto knife on my pad, and then I just turn the paper, I travel across my pad, my cutting pad. I've cut myself all the way off of it before. This one isn't that big. I'm almost at the start. Here we go. Not bad, one little trim. Now I'm going to cut out that center part also. Almost there. There we go. Okay, so now this has a solid line here and a dotted line here. Dotted lines are for folding, just like this dotted line is for folding, but this solid line is for cutting. So we're going to cut it open there. Because what we're going to do, we're going to ruin it. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to try to do our best. So we're going to fold on this dotted line, which starts at the point and goes just a little bit down. Now this is going to try to turn into a cone, and then this will go over the top all the way to the dotted line and get glued on there. So let's try. Holy, almost guys, wow, that's like the first time I usually get it all lopsided. Oh, it's just almost there. It's just like the top corner isn't quite cooperating, but it's almost there. Oh, there. Okay, it's close. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my glue. Let go. Where where it's going to stick on top of. Come on. Nope, and it's stuck. Well, okay. Let me just tell you. I did better than most. I did better than most. So, I'm a little bit off on the dotted line there. I like the bottom part didn't quite get pulled far enough before it touched down. But we dang near have a point at the top, which is amazing because that never happens. So all I'm going to do is that little bit that's I'm just going to trim that up. Now that part where you glued, it's going to have a tendency, it's going to want to like be flat, but try to keep it rounded if you can. So that's okay. We'll put the seam. We can see the seam now. We'll put that in the back. Okay, and what we're going to do with here is where we cut it on, we're just going to simply pull it together to that dotted line and glue it. Now you can't just pull it straight up because then they go like this. You need to bend it so that it will stay in a circle. It's just because it kind of bends it a little bit down. That's going to be the ring. Okay, and if, I don't know, see it's kind of, it's not completely flat now. It's a little bit domed. So let me turn my page here. And then it says we're simply supposed to stick that on that. Never fits, so this is what I do. Let me see if it'll work on this one. It kind of covers up the brown brim, but we can pull it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right on the I'm going to be careful. I'm going to just put it on the very bottom. And then without pulling too hard, because I don't want to pull that brim right off or tear it. I'm just going to try to work it down to the bottom of the cone. Oh my goodness. I made a witch's hat that doesn't look like it's been run over by 14 semi-trucks. And now they want me to squeeze and bend the top up? I'm not bending the top up. No, no way. I'm keeping this. That's my best freaking witch's hat ever. Ever. Yeah, they told me to take my tweezers right here and just like crunch it. Crunch that whole top. I'm not doing it. Nope. Okay, now we just need one little paper 3/4. Is looks like a document. It's really dark. Oh, Imperial Granum. Oh wait, yeah, Imperial Granum medicinal food. And then you can't read the rest of it, but that's what the top says. That's the headline. Medicinal food. Okay, a little off-roading on that bottom corner. That's okay, we'll trim it up a bit. There we go. Oh, this side too. Just right in the center. Alright, so now, oh, I did not get that center. Okay, so now we're going to bring our suitcase back. We're going to lay it flat, and then we're going to kind of give this a bit of a bend because it's going to get glued on right there. And then our hat is going to sit on this back corner. So I'm going to put the glue on the suitcase because it's not going to be completely on the hat. Like the brim is not going to cover it completely. I'm going to make sure that that seam is on the back side. And it's just going to kind of hang off. Now they have theirs, come on. Okay, maybe I need to put you a little bit on the brim. I think I need to get a new jar, a new jug of, oh, there's some, of crazy glue. Oh, come on. It stuck to the paper. That one little tiny corner of the paper is stuck, but it didn't stick to the suitcase at all. Okay, that works a bit. I'm going to do it just on this side of the paper too, on the suitcase here. Okay, better. So here is our little suitcase, traveling suitcase, witch's thing. Now their hat sat much more centered, but it covered up almost all this paper, and I wanted you to see that bit, so I hung it off the back a bit more. Okay, just artistic preference, artistic license, remember? I love artistic license. Okay, so we're going to take, now I'm going to let you in on a secret. I had already opened a brand new crazy glue and immediately stuck the brush where I had Aileen's white glue. Didn't notice it and then stuck it back in the container. What it did is it locked up that brush. I could not clean it no matter what I did. So I had to open a new one, and so I put press and seal on this, and then I put it in a Ziploc bag so I would save it until I had the brush to go in it. I know. Okay. So we're gonna do, okay, so now we're gonna do 7, 10, and 7, 8. We're gonna do two boxes. It shows one, but two. Okay, so 2 boxes. Oh, our last 2 boxes here. 7, 10, and 7, 8. So let's cut them out. Just get rid of all this excess, make it easier for me to return paper. Okay, we're just gonna get started. These are the boxes with the book spines on the front, and the book, one side has a book front, one side has a book back, I guess. No, they both have book fronts, I guess, yeah. So today I made another music video for the songs that I have created from my poetry, and I uploaded it, and I'd had a suggestion from my brother-in-law to do some fade work on the backgrounds as I came in and out of changing, which I'd never done before. All of this editing is brand new to me, and I had a blast. So I've learned how to layer them. So I put in my soundtrack, and then I put in my background tracks, and then I put in my text because I put the words up on the screen as the sentence is being sung. So I've learned I've had to learn how to, you know, build those layers, but then also edit those layers, stretch that text box or shrink it or the background or whatever. It's been a blast. It's been so fun. It's some work. I'll admit it's some work, but it's fun work. It's kind of like this. This is some work, guys. But to me, this is fun work. You know, my dad, my neighbor. Oh, I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience. Well, if it's something that you love, you have the patience, and I love doing this. So that's the only reason I have the patience to do this monotonous stuff. And now I have you guys along for the ride, so I get to talk to you. And I'll be honest, in 20 years, if no one's ever viewed these, I'm okay with that, because I am enjoying myself. Okay, we're going to cut them both out. Just do it assembly style like I always do when I have more than one. It just allows me to concentrate on one step at a time. Instead of going cut, then pre-fold, then fold, then glue, I can just go cut, like as many times as I need to. And then I can have my brain changing. Okay, now we're going to bend them, you know. Called assembly style because you do the same thing over and over. Sometimes, like here, it's only twice. What do we do? 10 or 11 the other day in a row. No, I think 12. I think we did 12 on one of them when we did cut out the book covers. So we cut them out, and then we glued them on the, but we cut them all out, and then we glued them on the blocks, wooden blocks. We did a round of like 11 and a round of 12 or something like that. We did it a couple of times. So, you know, I know it can be monotonous, but to me it's fun. Oh, not done yet. Oh, I got a whole other half a box to go. I thought I was done. Yeah, but so the song I did because I had to repetitively, you were talking about assembly style, repetitively listen to it, even in just bits, like when I was working on putting the text, I had to work one line at a time, but then to make sure, once I got the correct line typed in, yeah, but I wasn't done, then I had to make sure I had it in the right amount of space, you know, the right timing. So then I had to listen to it over and over to make sure it was right. And it is so stuck in my head. So deeply ingrained. But it's my fourth one, and it's done it all 4 times. So at least it's a new song each time. No, I redid one video because I didn't particularly like the first one. So I redid it. So that was a do-over, but mostly they're new songs, so. I think I'm going to have to start writing again because I'm out of all my long poems to write songs. I have, what, 6, I think? And, yeah, I don't have any more because those had been, I had written those like over the years. Some of them are a couple years old. Once I started doing this. So, I was like, uh-oh, I'm out of poetry. And I haven't not written in, I probably haven't written this whole year. My mom says maybe this is the reason to get me writing again. Could be. Maybe I just needed to get excited about it again. Yeah, and even though I use AI generator for the music and the voice, I don't use it for my lyrics. I don't click that little button about write about. No, 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 no. Oh, sorry, my throat is dry. Dry, I say. Okay, you know the routine. We're going to give everything a solid bend here. Real quick. What are those? The universe? And what does this one say? The sanctuary. And this one is Romeo and Juliet and defensive defensive magical theory. Oh, we finally have a magical book. Awesome. Now let's start gluing. I have to remember it's a new bottle. I don't need to let it linger, and I need to brush it off. Yep, got me a nice big old drop there. Well, I'm glad I didn't just toss that bottle after I ruined the brush. I'm glad I thought to save it because it was a brand new bottle. Like, I hadn't even done a full build on it. Like, I'd done like maybe 2 little spots. I was so mad at myself. Oh. Okay, and then we're gonna just close this one up on these two end tabs and our top tab, or front tab I should say. It's at the top, but it's gonna go in the front. Okay, bend. What are you doing? You get one side and the other side screws up. Damn it. Oh, that corner bites. It got stuck. Okay, so there's our first little box. And then I'm gonna glue up together our second one real quick. Oh. So I did a little bitch, I think what, it was yesterday, so maybe 2 videos ago, about how I had watched the show Secret Circle, and then it ended at the end of season 1 with a huge cliffhanger, but it's based off of books. If you're gonna take a book and make it into a series, complete the series. Anyways, just my opinion. So I went to Overdrive, which is what the library used to use. Now they use Libby, which is fine. I downloaded it and everything, and I went to sign in, and my my library card was expired. Why do they expire library cards? Like, expire me when I'm dead or I move. Anyways, it was very nice. I went, they had a little write-up about like what to do. So here's our second book, and I actually read it and followed along the prompts. And so I went to their little customer support, and I just filled out their form that I needed to renew my card, and I got and that was like middle of the night, 2-3 a.m. I got an answer first thing this morning saying absolutely that my my library card will be renewed in the next 3 to 5 business days. So hey, it's going to take a couple days, but at least I don't have to go into the library, you know what I mean? They're going to handle it for me, which was so nice. I'm just putting my stuff in here, so because my desk is getting too crowded. I did one where, so these are sitting here and these are in here. I have a very long dresser, and not now because I've rearranged my room, but my desk used to sit next to my dresser, and I have a picture of, I have so many bits and bobble pieces that it took up 2/3 of my dresser. And like I said, my dresser is like really long. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we're going to do a book stand, so we're going to do a new book insert. So 3, 2. So 3, 2 is our book cover, and 3, 3 is our insert. Okay. We're just going to cut these out real quick. One side and now the other. So yeah, when I check in a few days that my library card is working, I just finished a book and I was getting ready to start a new one, but I thought, well, maybe I should wait and read that series next. So I have found this website. It's called librarythings.com, and it's so cool. From my understanding, what I've read about it, it's to help like small town libraries, but it's for anybody. The thing that I like is I can keep track of my books, so you can keep a record of all the books, and it lets you mark if you actually have them or if you just read them but don't have them, which I'd like, because I've read so many that I don't keep because I do the Kindle Unlimited. But many, I've looked at other logs and stuff, and they're like, they assume that you have the book. Well, just because I read it doesn't mean I have it. So I really liked that about this. And as I went through, I found the coolest thing. So before I continue, I'm just going to say I'm just going to take my metal plastic ruler and do my soft bends, and then I'm going to do my accordion folds and glue it together. If you've seen any of my videos, you've seen me do this many times. Anyways, back to librarythings.com. The cool thing I found is each month they have copies of early release books that you can win, and all that you have to do to keep them for free is do a review. Now, if you don't do the review, and you only have to do it on librarythings.com. Now, they ask, oh, if you could do it on Facebook or whatever. I don't do any of those things, so I don't post it anywhere else except on librarythings.com. Now, if you don't do the review, they're not going to take the book away. But what happens is your chance of getting future different books decreases. So, like right now, I'm at 100%. And they don't count the previous month. So you have 1 month reprieve. So right now I'm at 100%. For the first 2 months, I only was able to get 2 books. And so I got 4 books in those 2 months. And then I did my reviews, so I was at 100%. That bumped me up to able to get 4 books. So this past month I got 4 books. And I've only read 1 because that one was, oh my goodness, it was long, it was intense, and I had a little bit of trouble with it, so I'll admit I didn't read as avidly as I usually do. Because it was, well, I was trying to think of a word to describe it because I haven't done my review yet. I think quizzical, that's a word, right? Quizzical, I think. It was a very thought-provoking and quizzical book. Quizzical because sometimes I was actually literally going like, what the fuck is going on? And then sometimes it's quizzical because it made me think, like, oh, okay, I understand what you're saying now, so how do I feel about that? It was about religion, not in the typical sense, like it was a story. So it was just interesting, almost cult-like-ish, because they did like sacrifices, but he revolted and rebelled, and it was crazy. It was about the gods, and oh my goodness, it was a lot. So I'm not going to request any new books this month, simply because I have 3 more books to read, and I want to keep my 100% status. But I also want to read The Secret Circle. And I have like, I can read 2 series at once, or 2 different books at once. Not obviously read them at the same time, but I can have them in progress at the same time, you know. I read, it's that short attention span. I'll read a little bit and then go, okay, this part's boring. What's happening in my other book? I do the same thing with series, TV series, or movies. Okay, this is boring. And instead of sitting through it and just getting through it or reading through it, I'm like, no, what's next? What else can I do? What else can I read? So I eventually have to get through the borings, which is what took me so long on this book. It took me like, well, it's the 18th. I just finished it 2 days ago, so it took me like 2 weeks, which is insane because I can read a book a day sometimes, you know? It was crazy. Oh, I'm so sorry, my throat is dry. Okay, so we've got our book folded up and glued up. I was trying to decipher the wording, but it's not really decipherable. So, and there's not really like a title or anything. So I'm just gonna put it in. Put it in the cover. And remember, if you see me do these before, once you got the front or one of them on, roll it around that binding. Roll. So if you just close it, you'll be short every time. So you just give it a little bit of a roll, just with your finger, just kind of roll it around, and then it will pull it tight to give you the full amount of the cover that you need to cover the back of the book. All right. Those ones are stuck together. This one's going to be like wide open because we're gonna build a little stand to put it on. Okay. So I need a stand and a couple baubles. So F4. Well, first let's cut out 4/4. Trying to keep my papers in order. Which just means I have like 5 stacks. No, only 3 right now. Come on. Okay, so here's our fireplace. I'm literally just going to cut all this excess off. Well, it's not all the excess because I'll have to trim, but that's going to be one of the sides to our thing. Okay, easy enough, just a simple square. But yeah, so if you're a reader, check out librarythings.com. It's so cool. I've read some books that I would like not pick because you can request them. So you request the ones you would like to read. Now there's like hundreds of them. Here's how I've gotten my limit every time. I go to the bottom of the page. So the top of the page is the ones they start with the most requested. Now, if you have, say, 5 copies if they donate 5 copies and you have 400 people requesting them, what are the chances of me, and 4 people have already requested them by the time I got there, what are the chances of me getting that? Probably not as high as if I went down to the bottom of the page where less requested books are, and I found something maybe just as interesting. Actually, I found ones more interesting. And they have, say, 5 books to give, and they may have 6 or 7 people requesting. I have a much better chance. There's been many that have like 30. They donate 30 copies of their book, whether it be the publisher or the author, something like that. And only 28 people requested for the whole month. So everybody that requested that book got a copy. Those are the ones I get all the time. But I've read some that I would never have picked. Now I look at all of them. You can like sort it by genre or however. But I find it interesting to look at them all, or at least the ones lower down the page that I kind of think I'm gonna get. Okay, so I need F4, and it's a dark wood, so I don't want that one. I'm trying to find it. Here's my F's. F4. Okay, so it's this outside piece with F7s in the middle. And I cannot just punch it out. Yes, and it's super thick. Anyways, I don't sort them by genre. I leave them all there because I've requested some, and you can request as many as you like. You can request every single one if you'd like. Yeah, that's just not cutting, but oh, please don't break. Whew. That was a chance that I took there. Okay, well, we got it. It was a chance I was not comfortable, but I didn't break anything. Just gonna trim them up. Okay, so the paper is going to go on the behind the opening. So there's decorative scrolling on one side and not the other. So I'm going to just put my glue right around very close to the edge of this. And then make sure the fire is facing the right direction. Then I'm going to flip it over and just, do I like how it's set in there? A big clump of glue right here. Got where they were attached. I should have done this before I put the paper on. I didn't think they were going to be that bothersome, but they're like really noticeable. So it just kind of knocks that, because it kind of glares a little bit, not white, but light maybe. So that takes it off. So yeah, I like that. I'm good with that. So then we're going to get our bottom. Guys, I totally jumped ahead. I'm supposed to be making the stand for the book, and I'm already doing... I was just going to do the stand for the book and then call it quits and do the fireplace tomorrow. But guess what? We're doing it. We're doing it. So, wow. I'm going to jump back to the stand, which is L16 and L17. L16 and that's 15. Those are candles. Do we have, oh wait, we have some in, the corner of our box. What do we have? What do we have? That was 16. We need, oh, yep. Oh, 17 is right there. So these ones are just, it's just gonna go, now wait. Okay, yep, I want the scroll in front, and I want the 2 flat sides on the bottom. Yep, okay, that's right. So now, I'm just gonna put a little bead of glue inside that track. There we go. And then it's going to sit like that. And then our book, the backs are going to get glued down. Yep. So I'm going to actually put the glue on the wood because the book's going to hang off, and I don't know how much it's going to hang off. So I'm going to hold it and just all the way down to the shelf. Alright, there's our little book stand with whatever important book, maybe, what is it, the Book of Shadows? Oh, maybe we've got our own little Book of Shadows here. Now let's finish our we can now finish our fireplace. And we have 2 pieces. We have a top and a bottom, I believe. Nope, 2 sides. So F9. Where is F9? 6, 5, 8, 7, 10, 11, 11, 3, 5, 8. Oh my gosh. This should be a long flat one. Those are F7, so those are not. F9. Where is F9? Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought that was an 8. It's this piece. I seriously thought that was an 8. So that's the bottom. Now we need F8. Oh, which F8 is up here. And it's got the hole in it because there's going to be a light. That's the top, and there's going to be a light behind here. Now I need 2 H1s. Those are G. H1 and 1. These 2 here. Let go. Okay. Before I put these all on, it's because I remember, you know, I learned. Just gonna hit these. any light spots with the marker. You may not have seen them if I probably could have put them on first and then seen what was visible, if any, but why not? Get this done with real quick here, almost done. All right, so we're going to, the notches in these on the notches here are going to be on the back side of the face of the fireplace. So I'm going to put some glue on this bottom edge here. And we'll pop this one in place. And then hold on, I can't see. Whoop. Knocking things over now. So it only goes in the corner of the notch? Why do we have this big old huge notch? That one fits, but this one is like twice as big. Oh, maybe for the wire to go through. Okay, got it. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I understand. Okay, I'm going to put the sides on first because if I put the top on first, I'm going to have to squeeze these in there. Okay, so this one, it goes in right into that notch. And it's not low because there's like curves so on the edge, so just make sure it's even on the top. Okay, now this one, I'm going to put glue in the same spots, but when we put it in the notch, we're going to have to make sure it's pushed up to the side because it's twice as big a notch as the other one, but we've got to leave room for our wire, I believe, is going to come out of there. I do believe so. Oh, duh. If I put the top on, it'll tell me where to set them, how to square them up. So put my glue along the top. And I want to, I mean, obviously the notches are in back, but I'm just going to verify. Oh, but if you turn it, so which side does the circle go on? Huh, it doesn't. See, I can have it where the circle's here, or where the circle's here. I think it's going to be on this side. but it's like super hard to see because it's such dark wood. Yeah, it is. Okay. Sorry about that. I just had to like really... So we're going to make sure it's over on the side here. And we'll pop those notches in. That's a good thing I did that. I was way off on both of those. They were not squared up. All right. Now our book stand is going to go right in the middle. Just going to put some glue on the edges there, on both of them. So the center of our mantelpiece. Okay, now we need M9 and M11. So M9 is our little da-da-da. Yep, we already used our other one of those. And then this really pretty, I don't know what this is, but this is so pretty. Silver and, I think it's black. I thought it was blue in the beginning, but it's black. Okay, let's pop these on each side and then I'm going to call it a night. But first I need to put this right around the top part of that circle. So I'm not sure if we're putting a light in here or not. But I am going to center those circles up just to be on the safe side. So, because I'm not 100% positive, because it doesn't show us where we're putting in lights until the end. But generally, holes in furniture means light cords. So I'm going to just make sure that I also line up that hole. Because all my other kits would have had me actually I would have known, because they would have had me put the light inside that metal ball, and then they would have had me feed the wire down. Like, they would have had me place it already. In both cases, on the desk too, but this one didn't. This one's doing a little different. That's okay. I'm along for the ride. So we'll dab some glue on these. There's not an up or down or top or bottom here, both the same. And it's just going to go on the other side of our book. Just like that. And there is our fireplace. How cute is that? Alright, if you have stuck with me through all of this, I so appreciate it. Really, I do. If I end up talking to myself, I'm also cool with that. So anyways, I hope you join me on my next build. We're going to do a little vase. We're going to do some candle holders and some portraits. We're going to get to our pictures. So we got through a page and 3/4. So we have a page and 1/4 left. Yep, pictures, clock. And then we'll be ready to do walls. Walls are always fun. Walls means we're getting into the structure. So that's coming close. Alright. Thank you so much for joining me on this build. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, whichever the case may be. And join me on the next build. And be safe. Alright. Thanks, guys. Bye.